Welcome back, ladies and gents, to more CSI. We're going to be doing Stark, Prince and Pauper in this episode. We've not done it. It's the second episode for the CSI Dark Motives game that is incorporated into one game for this Xbox version. So we have basically got two games in one, but it's classed as one game. Last episode we finished off Crash and Burn, and it was very frustrating. But I learned a few things that I didn't know I could do, which is going to help me out in this case, I'm sure. If it ever loads. Looks like we're with Warwick for this one.
It's lively at the morgue tonight. Doc Robbins has the body of a homeless man, which unfortunately is a routine occurrence. But this Vic has some interesting anomalies. Brass can get you the address of where the body was found. But first start with our best evidence, the body itself.
Hey, I'm Warwick Brown. We can use another good CSI. Catherine says you don't miss much. How about this time you don't miss anything? So let's go see the doc and find out what put this homeless corpse on the coroner's radar.
Well, Warwick, that's a bit hostile, isn't it? I mean, I got a master rank for the last case.
And the newbie, welcome to the morgue. Very helpful destination, unless it's your last. And I hope you aren't squeamish, because the body of evidence on any murder case starts with the body as evidence. I'm Dr. Albert Robbins, but we're going to be friends, so Doc or Al is fine. I'm here to answer your questions, uncover little pieces of truth that will add up to a bigger truth. How our Vic died, what the murder weapon was, possibly the deceased's identity. I deal with the kind of trace evidence that doesn't make itself obvious at the crime scene.
So what's the story here, Doc? Grissom said you found something that didn't quite add up on a homeless guy.
First glance, we've got a male, mid-30s, apparent alcohol poisoning fatality. Of course, we have bleeding out of the mouth consistent with this kind of death, and the expected filthy, ragged, and ill-fitting clothing. Not exactly the top story in the 11 o'clock news, right? Normally pretty straightforward, but not in this case. The entire body should be rigid from rigor mortis. That's muscle losing its adenosine triphosphate and hardening. But the stiffness was inconsistent, absent in several joints, indicating that the Vic was moved. And without knowing the environmental conditions at the real site of the death, determining time of death becomes quite difficult.
So he was moved. Interesting.
Wakeman Vodka. Pretty high-class brand for a homeless guy, don't you think? Sure, but here's another surprise for you. I found indications our fragrant vagrant may have been dressed posthumously. You'll also note that we have an oddly well-groomed corpse beneath the rags. Well-groomed, but you've still got the malnutrition and poorly healed wounds, consistent with the life on the streets. Some post-mortem bruising on the face, too.
Right, so he's well groomed. What's that? I remember this case. I really remember this case. So we've got like some kind of stain there. Oh, wait, what can I not?
Nothing for us?
Can I not swab that?
If you don't tell Grissom, I'll share a guess with you. The nose test says that's your standard issue garden variety vomit. Involuntary contractions cause the stomach to spew its contents up the esophagus. Lots of ways that reflex can be triggered. From a finger down the throat, to flu, to feelings of guilt.
Alright, so that's that. Can we take these genes? Or just the vomit? No, just the vomit by the looks of things. Oh no, wait, we can. We can do something more. No, we can't. Right. Let's examine. Can't examine his face. Let's examine the hand.
Impression and tan line on his finger suggests he'd worn a ring for some time. Months at least.
Married? Looks, well, possibly married. I remember this case actually, come to think of it.
Bruises indicate he may have been forcefully held down, not a post-mortem injury.
Now here comes the biggie.
No fatty deposits on the liver, smooth tissue, nutmeg color too. Street person or not, this was no heavy drinker.
Right, okay, I think that's everything we can get from the body. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Maybe I am wrong. Maybe something in the pockets? No, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like I'm missing anything here on the jeans. Right, okay. Let's go to Greg and we'll get some analysis done on the small amounts of evidence that we already have. Just to kickstart. Now, what do we have? We don't have much. We have victim's DNA from the autopsy.
I amplified and graphed that.
And we have a paint stain.
Not the most fun I've had today. That was vomit, thank you very much, delicately laced with asparagus and scrambled egg. Asparagus omelet, maybe? Traces of DNA from the lining of the digestive tract, faint but not something Greg Sanders is likely to miss, which I have amplified into full profile. Oh, and sometimes DNA traces like...
I didn't even get to finish what he was saying. Right, so both of them need to be ran through the computer, so let's do them. Let's do the victim's DNA. Search it and see if we can get a match on his name. That's a no. That is a no. Definite no. Definite no. Definite no. Okay, so no matches there. What about the pants stain? Let's run it through first and we'll see if we get anything through running it. Definite nope. That's another no. Further nope. Nope. And nope. Okay. Let's just try and compare these two. That is a match.
It's not a match.
No! Right, hang on, let me just... Victim's DNA. And the pants stain. That is a match. That's a freaking match. It's a freaking match, guys. Never mind, let's go to the detective's office. I hate this game just doesn't do it. It has things that look like they're going to be definite matches and they're just not.
Hey, you're gonna love this. How about a condemned building that was once an insane asylum near the edge of town? Real eyesore. Drives us crazy, all the disturbance reports we get, kids causing trouble out there. I'll secure it for you.
Right, okay, so an insane asylum. Brilliant.
Well, Vegas isn't short on gourmet dining, but still, those morsels are rare. I'll run a check on restaurants listing their specials online. Only one hit for the past few days.
Convenient.
Le Figaro restaurant, right downtown.
Alright, so we get two new locations. Let's go into the abandoned asylum to begin with. And we'll start picking up evidence that's going to be there at the scene, likely. And then Le Figaro.
This pad's perfect for nightmares. Musty and damp.
Right, let's do this. Got a lot to do, likely. Oh, yeah, I see something here. What's this? Broken glass? Some sort of bottle. More pieces of broken glass. Some kind of lubricant.
You catch that pungent smell? Alcohol, maybe?
What else do we got? Let's go left to right now and we'll try and advance like upwards. I see wheelchair tracks.
Vic's blood. This is where the EMTs picked up the body. It's pretty common to have bleeding from the mouth and an alcohol poisoning. No need to sample it.
No need to sample. How do we know that's the Vic's blood? Bet you we have to come back and sample this at some point. Am I just missing something? No, he definitely did say no sampling. No, there's something there.
Nothing. Yeah, in this town it's better to be lucky than smart, and we just got lucky. A fly must have dropped her eggs on the Vic's blood. We're getting closer to the time of death.
See, I told you that, Warwick. No, don't do anything with the blood, don't do anything. Is there still something we can do down here? Nope. Right, so that's the blood done and dusted. I saw a green thing there.
Hey, we got some muddy footprints here.
Right, let's take a cast impression.
That's not right.
It's not that one. If it's not that one, then it is this one.
We can't use...
Okay, nope, no, it's not.
Ward Brown's first rule. It all comes down to shoe prints.
Yeah, he's very big on his shoe prints. He's very big on it. Right, now what else can we get from this crime scene? Nothing over here. Right, okay, now it's time to go in here.
Disruption in the dust could be important. We can't use... Try using...
There we go, got another shoe print. Whoa, it's going to be very happy about that. And in here...
This is kind of out of place, you think? Not as dusty as everything else.
So I smell a fingerprint.
That's...
Got a fingerprint on the handlebar.
Seatback looks really weathered. Prints...
We get a partial from that. There's got to be more
That's not...
I can do here.
There's a better...
Ah, there we go. Grace Memorial Hospital.
Well, this little number rolled a long way.
Anything else?
Can't make out this number, but it's etched in the metal. Pretty superficial. Sometimes acid brings out more of the detail, but it might destroy the image altogether. Any ideas? Nothing? Nothing here. Great idea. Microcell makes a good negative mold.
There we go. That's that done. Now, is there anything else with this? Because this was likely used to transfer the body. Right, I think we're finally good. Let's go to Lee Figaro and let's check out that area.
We're with the crime lab and we need to speak with the manager.
I'm the manager and owner, Marcus Vanderhelen. Is there a problem?
There's no problem. We just have some questions. Background on an investigation.
Always a pleasure to be of service to law enforcement.
As I mean, his words are so quiet. Just some background on an investigation. Yeah, we're with the crime lab, and we've just got some background questions, if that's okay. No, there's no problem. He's just really quiet.
Oh my, numerous people. It's a house specialty. Not always on the menu, you understand. But patrons flock here for it, when it's available. You'll have to be much more specific. Would you mind keeping your voice down, officer? It's a terrible problem that I frankly can't seem to do anything about. I've called you people dozens of times, and while I know you can't be everywhere at once, these tramps, bums, this human refuse, they frequent my alley in the dumpsters like a buffet line. This kind of thing, you understand, makes my patrons most uncomfortable. I'd rid the world of that filthy rabble if I could, much less my alley.
Very passionate about that, I notice.
These lowlifes are always lurking about back there, and as you might imagine, my relationship with any one of them is limited to chasing them the hell away. I wouldn't know one from the other. Interchangeable riffraff. We have an exclusive clientele, and as much as I would like to be of help, I must protect their privacy. No, I cannot do that.
It's ordering truffles. It's not like you're telling... Never mind. Let's go to the lab and we'll do some analysis. That science thing that CSIs do. The S part of the CSI. Right, let's look at all the trace. We've already put them away. Let's get the liquid sample from the asylum floor.
Mostly water, but also alcohol, vodka, distinctive formulation. So we've got a brand, Leroy Banks Premium.
I've seen that stuff. $6 a bottle. Definitely for the budget conscious.
Right, and that's that. The liquid sample is done. What about the muddy footprint from the asylum?
Shoe print.
Yep, send that over for me. And a dusty footprint.
Walk over to the computer and you'll find that shoe.
And that's done as well. What was the fingerprint?
Hey, I scanned that.
Brilliant. And the final fingerprint.
Can't think of much more to...
Wait, what? No, you can't even put it onto the computer? Oh well. Right, what about...
I've done everything.
Right, let's have a look at this and see if we can find some more fingerprints from them.
I'll be able to dust that for prints.
Oh, okay, so I can't dust it, so I must need to do...
Wrong surface.
I know what I need to do.
Nothing for us there. Nothing here. Nothing here.
What do I do?
That's not... You shouldn't have.
Right, okay. Pointed another glass fragment. Let's have a look at this one.
Nothing here. Part of a print, but it stops at the edge where the glass is broken.
Oh, I think I see what we need to do. Here we need to, like, reassemble. There we go.
Even when you add up 1 + 1, we still come up a partial.
We still got a partial, but it's better than nothing. No, it's still giving me the option to do something here.
Wrong, sir.
Right, what's the boatfly larva? Nothing we can do with that. Have a look at that.
The image enhancement and microscopy equipment.
Can you do anything with this partial?
I've done every...
What about the serial number impression?
Microcell mold of an impression. Clever. Ran a few processes, enhanced it further, reversed it, and voila! Serial number SN21003.
Right, okay, that's everything done. Let's have a look. The boat fly. Not 12 hours. Not 16 hours. And we're looking at a 28 hour.
Time of death? 28 hours prior, give or take a few hours. Yesterday, around dinner time.
There we go. So we have a time of death thanks to that boat fly. Now what about the computer? We've got a finger, we've got a partial. Search the fingerprint on the wheelchair, see if we come up with anything.
Not quite a...
Looks like a match to me, okay?
Devil's in the deep.
Honestly, sometimes with this game you just can't tell.
Devil's in the... Devil's in the...
Right, yeah, none of these match. Let's look at the footprint. Muddy footprint, and we'll try and get a match on that before we finish things up here.
Looks like you got a match. Pretty consistent with the size 11. Though prints from mud can be misleading.
Size 11 shoot, right, okay, what about the dusty footprint? Let's have a look at the dusty footprint, see if we can get a match on that.
Don't quite have a match.
This one's a little bit more tricky to do.
Devil's in the deep. Don't quite have a... Don't quite have... Not quite a...
Oh, so none of these match.
Devil's in the...
Oh, okay, so none of those match, okay. I've already done that, right, okay, so I don't think I've got anything left to do here.
Can't think of much.
Still don't have a full fingerprint there. So where can we go? We go back to the morgue. Let's talk to Al. See if we can question him anything.
Forget some? Not that I could find. Fluid was lost from the victim, though. That could attract some blowflies anywhere the body has recently been. You got it.
Anything? I mean, can't we, like, look through his pockets or something? Right, okay, let's try Brass. See if he can give us an idea of what to do next.
Yeah? Hey, lots of people wear shoes, criminals and otherwise. You'll need more than a shoe print to narrow the field. I'll check. Yeah, here it is. Gotta love the net. Sold at a public sale at a cancer clinic about a year ago. No name, though. Get serious. Just not enough yet. Just not enough yet.
Right, okay. Let's try Lefagro again. Maybe we can go into the alley? Yeah, I mean going into the alley. I think we can do that. Yeah, why didn't I think of that?
Well, it may be a fine restaurant, but this is one rank alley. It's got to be a better place for a guy down on his luck to find a meal.
Let's have a look. I'm sure we'll find something.
Truffle special and an asparagus omelet.
That looks like our one. Asparagus omelet.
Special grilled eggplant pasta.
Yeah, that's not ours, but we'll take it anyway.
Truffle special with a bacon.
It's not ours, but we'll take it.
Leftovers. Someone hungry enough might find this worth eating.
And I think that's all to do there.
Torn cloth. Someone must have got snagged hopping the fence.
Ooh, can I take that for... No. Right, I think that's us.
That's all.
Let's go back to the lab, and we do have a couple of new things to check out that we're going to check out before we end the episode.
Hey,
Right.
garden variety. So we know somebody ordered that telltale asparagus omelet, only we don't know who.
Right, this is definitely... Let's see what we want. Right, so what about discarded food?
Table scraps, but high-end ones. Kind you say you're bringing home to Poochie and then microwave for yourself.
What is that there?
Nothing for us. You're close. There's a bet.
What is that? With powders, maybe? Yeah. See, I couldn't tell what that was there, that powder. Stadcloth fragment.
Platinum fabric. Found blood on it. I've thermocycled it and dropped the chromosome map into the computer.
Right, so we have blood from that. That's great. I could have just swabbed it there and then, but it wasn't allowed. Powdery substance.
Diphacinone, a highly toxic rodenticide. Rat poison. But somebody sprinkled it on. Wasn't mixed in.
You mean someone's out to get homeless people?
Nice, huh? The rat here is the one sprinkling on poison like it's seasoning. Warwick, these are human beings. People in trouble, and some restaurant owner is going to just get rid of them like they're an infestation because they're bad for business?
I hear you. This guy's starting to really rub me the wrong way.
Well, things aren't looking good for that guy. Right, let's have a look at what did we do? We got some more DNA, didn't we? Snad cloth. Let's check the pants stain. Not a match. What about the victim's DNA?
Not quite a match.
Not quite a match. Honestly, see with DNA, it's best if you just check everything anyway, because sometimes it just doesn't work. Like, see this, and this, that is a match, but the game says no. Let's try and search and see if we can get a match on DNA through the search. No results found. That is a no. Right, let's go and talk to the owner again. See if he's got anything to say about the rat poison, and then if he doesn't, then that'll be time for a warrant.
That's all.
Warrant! I love this part. We want access to those records, and we want to know why there's rat poison.
You got it. That's a good, solid lead. Make our entrepreneur pal look it up for you. Just not enough.
Right, so we can successfully find out who ordered that.
Reluctantly, I will honor your warrant and pray that you will remain discreet.
It's dinner! Why do we need to be discreet? I mean, seriously, it's dinner. But we're gonna end this episode after I do this.
With the credit card info, you should be able to...
So we're gonna find the person's identity and then end the episode.
Got a hit. J.J. Thomas. Address and everything.
There you go. So let's head there. North Meadows condo. Let's have a look.
Please come in. May I help you?
We're with the crime lab. Would you mind answering a few questions?
But that's going to be it. There's Rebecca. Not JJ. That's probably JJ. This is Rebecca. We'll talk to her next time, so come back for that.